Hello everyone, I'm here today with new process video for my Chicago mini book that I'm making as a gift. It is 4x6 and I am on to the next set of layouts. I'm going to try to do both of these pages, maybe a third depending on how time goes. But on this page, I wanted to show you something before I even start. Because this is 4x6, I've done a lot of collages in how I printed my photos. So here's an example, and I used this template from the Project Life app. So it came with those sizes. All I had to do was drop it in. So for the price of one 4x6, I'm getting 4 photos. And these are perfectly sized because these are the two I'm going to use on this page. They're already sized to be 4 across. So that works for what I need. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut these apart here so that then I have my 4 photos. Now, if I weren't going to do them side by side, you have options here. I can leave it just like this, or I could cut them apart and then put them back together. I actually want the room number first, so I am going to have to cut these. I didn't think about it when I was dropping them in there. I was just like, yep, I need those, and so I dropped them in. I actually want them to be the other way, so I am going to cut these. But, like for these, I don't remember what my intention was. I'll have to look at what I thought I was doing for the layout and what else was going to be there. I might be able to leave these as they are because they do go together. But these I'm going to have to cut. So just keep that in mind if you decide you're going to use that template. Always keep in mind how you're placing them and how you think that you're going to want to use them once you have them. I should mention one other thing about these mini books that I have noticed already. A lot of the pages are not a true 4x6. They're slightly smaller. So like I just tested it out, put these next to each other. The photos are going to be a little bit too long or wide because it's not a true 4x6. So I'm actually going to have to cut this one down a little bit. So I think this one has more dead space. So I think I'm just going to do that on that one. It's basically like 1/8 of an inch. That should be enough for it to fit now. All right, I have those adhered now, and you can see I did cut it down and I left a little space to make sure that the page would turn nicely, that the book would close, all of that. So just plan for that if you're going to use one of these. But I have that done, and I know I have stamps that say check-in, hotel, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go on the hunt for those because I don't remember which container they're in right now. But I will find them. And then I already have out a bunch of my ephemera stuff to see, again, is there something in here that might work with this? Because I don't remember all the things that I put in there. But I also have tons of other generic embellishment like type things that I could use for this. My only stipulation is I'm trying to keep it really flat because this is just a paper book, not very large. I don't want to have a lot of bulk. Do you ever discover stuff that you order and it comes and you're like, this is so awesome, and you put it away and then you kind of forget about it? That has happened to me. I totally forgot that I had this whole kit that I ordered from Paper Person, and it's very trendy, funky, modern, and because the person who's getting this is only 25, about to turn 26, much more fitting for than an almost 50-year-old like me. So I'm going to look through here and just see. I don't remember what's in these. I'm going to look through these and see, is there anything in here that would be fitting, like just for our hanging around the hotel stuff. In that package, there was this, and I wasn't thinking pink. However, if you look in the background here, there's kind of this fuchsia headboard thing, and I don't have anything exactly that color, but this darker outline part is pretty close. So I think I'm going to use that. Probably I will put it probably like that, overlapping on the bottom there, or maybe would I do it down on the edge? Oh, maybe there, because this is a lot of dead space and it's just boring, doesn't fit so well there. So yep, I'll put it over here. Then I know I have tons of travel phrases, and I'm sure that I have something in those colors that I could put here to add to this. I can also still stamp and all of that, but I'm going to start with this sort of as my inspiration piece. When I pulled out my various shades of pink, all those phrases, I honestly thought I had more in that color. I really kind of only had these two, maybe this one that has the font, which doesn't go with this at all. Of these, I like this one the best. It's the closest color match. So that outline and Travel the World, I maybe would save that for something that's more international. So I think what I'm going to do is probably just put this right up here against the right hand side border. Then I will have that. That's done. Then I feel like I need something else. Like I need to layer down here maybe some different things because it feels very blank, especially with a white background. So I'm thinking maybe do some stamping either on this or around it in black to help bring that in as well. I decided to add in this little two-tone puffy sticker star here. I have these from Ellie's Studio, and this was a very close match to this. So two completely different product lines or designers, but the colors work fairly well. I still have to figure out how to get more of this darker one in there. I don't know what else I have. I actually may have an ink color in that, and I'd like to normally just stamp in black and call it good. But maybe I'm going to have to work that in here or under here or something. I don't know. I decided to go into my inks and just see what I had. And I have this one called Melon Mambo through Stampin' Up. I'm not even sure if this is one they still offer. I've had it a long time. But I thought I would stamp it and just see how it comes out. It's a pretty good match for that. So I think I am going to use it. I just have to decide, do I want to stamp on here, on the paper? Now remember from my last video, I discovered that when I stamp directly on the paper, it doesn't dry right away. It takes a while to soak in, so you gotta be very careful so you don't smear it. So if I do it on the paper, I have to keep that in mind. But then I also want to think about stamping something else in black. So maybe I'll layer, pick a longer phrase for somewhere else or something. I'll figure it out. All right, that worked. I do think though, I have some washi that's in a somewhat similar color, I think. I'm gonna go look at that next because I might lift this up very carefully and put some washi behind there. Ta-da! I found this washi and I think it works really well. That's about as close as I'm gonna get to that color. So I think that works out. But now seeing that, I definitely need black. So I think I'm gonna stamp something here in black. I'm just not sure what that is. I have pulled out this stamp set, and this is another one from Paper Person. I have a lot of her products and I use them a lot. So I'm going to use the one that says, "We've arrived." I think I'm going to just place it right there, kind of in that white space, and then it's probably done. I didn't find any phrases that I thought worked well with this or that I liked here size-wise or just what they said. So I decided to just go with sort of a generic one. I used the little stars that you see right there at the top, and I think this set is from Ellie's Studio. This font sure makes me think it's them. It does not say on here, so I can't be positive, but I think it is. But I just did two little rows of those, and then I'm going to call this side good. So now I can move on to this side. On the right side here, it's completely unrelated. It's when we went out to dinner, we found this little hole in the wall place nearby called Jimmy's, and they did gyros and some other Greek food and Phillies and things like that. And so we went and got that for our dinner. And so this is a picture of my daughter's food here. And so I want to put that in there. And because of that blue and white paper, I think I'm going to use this that says, "Check this out." And I think I'll probably do it, maybe I should move that up closer to the line. Something like that, just so that this overlaps a little bit. Actually, doesn't look bad like that with it down a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. And then I have lots of food stamps. I'm going to be doing a lot of stamping in here, I think. But I have food stamps, and then I also have tons of like food ephemera and embellishment things. So I can definitely add to this pretty easily. I think I have an idea of what else I want to do down here. I have this for my pile of stuff there. I think I'm going to overlap it like so, and I'm just going to write Jimmy's in it. Pretty simple and easy. There we go. So that will sit like so. And then down here, I know I have a stamp that's somewhat larger that says eat. And I think I'm going to put that here. And then I might just do dinner or great meal, or I know I have stickers that say it, stamps that say it, things of that nature. So I will go into my food related stuff and I'll find things. Well, you just never know what you're going to find, because in this stash of stuff here, I found this little phrase. It's the right color and it says comfort food. So I thought I was going to stamp and do some other stuff down there, but I think I'm probably just going to do this, whoops, and overlap it like so. So actually, I'm just going to put that down now since I found it and I know I like it. So maybe like that, mostly overlapping, but it leaves some good white space. Is that pretty even? Yeah, that's pretty good. And I got lucky in that these ends match, that they both have pendant ends, so that's great. So that's probably all I'll do there. Do I need something up here? I feel like I do. I can stamp in there because I thought I was going to stamp anyway, so I will look for that next. I happen to notice that in this same set, there's a stamp that says eating, and it's quite small, but because all three of these are larger pieces of things, I feel like a smaller phrase would be fine. So I'm going to just stamp that right up here. And remember, I have to be careful again, so I'm going to do it quickly. Okay. Woo. It's still tough though. Look at how the edge did smear a little bit. That's my one complaint with this so far, really, is that stamping in here is a little bit more difficult than I would like. And part of it could be I'm just impatient, that I am going a little too fast, and maybe if I slowed down that wouldn't happen. But I just feel like when you're stamping on something that's more flat, it's so much easier because this is thicker and has give. I think that's what's creating that problem. And then again, the fact that the paper, the way it soaks in is different. You can see like all of the things I've stamped here in black, they look faded, as if like the paper has just sucked them in and it's not as vibrant. This isn't so bad because it's a nice vibrant color to start with, but the black, I don't know. I'm not loving it, but now that I know it, I can kind of accept that that's how it's going to be. In looking at these two, I don't think I need to add anything else. This is having a little trouble sticking down because I put those staples in behind it, but the rest is fine. And then the book is going to sit closed a lot. I think it'll be fine. But in terms of what's on the pages, I think these are done. So I hope you're having fun so far watching me put this mini book together. I am enjoying it. Thanks for watching.